40 years ago, on a night like this, 40 years ago, a director named John Carpenter made one of the best horror films of all time. Yes, I'm finally talking about Halloween. The original, the classic, the one and the only. And it's appropriate for Devil's Night, especially since it's the night of mischief. I've decided I was going to look back on the 40 long years of Halloween since I've seen the recent one actually in the last week. So, I think it's about time I thought of my thoughts about the Halloween franchise. This is not a real talk. This is just my thoughts in general about the Halloween series, the remakes, the countless sequels that either got dumber or cringy, let's just say. But first, let's talk about the original, the classic, Halloween 1987. If everyone's watched the movie, I recommend it, but here's this rundown, essentially. A serial killer of the name Michael Myers kills his sister on Halloween 63, gets sent 15 years later to Smith's Grove, escapes, goes back to Haddonfield, Illinois, which is based off of Haddonfield in New Jersey, which is based off of Deborah Hill's, I guess Deborah Hill had the inspiration from New Jersey's Haddonfield. So, hey, inspiration works. But you meet up with Laurie Strode and Tommy Doyle, and they go to school, and basically Michael stalks Laurie throughout the entire film, leading up to Halloween night. Then hell breaks loose. 3 teenagers, I'm assuming, I think it was 3, I didn't do the total body count, but 3 teenagers die. Laurie's the last girl alive, gets stalked by Michael Myers at the end of the film, nearly kills him twice. But then Dr. Loomis, who is trying to stop the evil because Michael has the purest eyes, the devil's eyes. He spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then started keeping them locked up because he realized what was behind this boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. He stays at the Myers house just to make sure no shit goes down, or at least Michael Myers isn't trying to go to the house, but he finds the Smith's Grove car. He goes to find Laurie, who is about to be strangled, but she saves herself by ripping Michael's mask off. Loomis shoots him 6 times, or I think it was 5. I don't remember. But I remember the first shot, then the other 5 shots, since there was a revolver. It gets weirder as it gets complicating once we get to the second film, but Michael falls to the ground. Loomis says, "This is the boogeyman." Then we cut to seeing where Michael was, then he's gone. Michael's missing. Oh shit, we have a cliffhanger. But yeah, that's the lowdown of the original movie. My thoughts on it, it's good. It's a nice thriller for Halloween night. If you want to make it a tradition, I would definitely watch the first movie and probably do a marathon. Why not? It wouldn't hurt. But, it's a good movie. I will say it. Now, to follow up with the sequel, I'm not going to give all the synopses of all the movies, but it's basically I'm just going to say what I got to say about each movie. So, Halloween 2, it's probably better than the first, but it's not. There's some things I would say it's complicating. The Lord of the Dead, or I think it was Lord of Darkness, because the idea of Samhain or Samhain, I don't know. It's an Irish thing. If anyone wants to tell me about that, please tell me in the comments what Samhain is, or the Night of Samhain. I'm assuming that's the same thing as Halloween, but there's a long, complicated thing that will involve that within the next movie. But the second movie is essentially a continuation. Laurie's in the hospital. Michael's trying to chase after her. Loomis is trying to chase Michael. Same shit goes down. It's not bad. I would give it a recommendation at least. Moving on. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. It went somewhere, honestly. But, man, what do I say? Evil corporate Irish businessman wanting to make the Festival of Samhain because, a serial killer is not good enough, but it could have worked. Alright? Let's be honest here. If you're gonna make a evil plan, like an anthology series, it would have worked. But don't do it when you've already established a killer! That's the problem with Halloween 3. You established the killer 2 movies in. This one, you didn't see a killer. Way to go, people. Way to go. But it's not a bad movie. It's really not a bad movie. Aside from the fact that it doesn't have Michael Myers, I would give it a watch. It's better than the sequels that will come up after 3. And I'm not kidding when I say it. It's better than what's coming up next, which is the Thorn trilogy, as in this symbol, or whatever you call it. But let's start with 4 of the Thorn trilogy. Return of Michael Myers, Halloween 4. I would say it's not bad. I mean, sure, we don't have Laurie Strode or Jamie Lee Curtis as our main heroine, but we have Jamie Lloyd, which is not bad. I mean, like, to be fair, hey, it was really good. It felt like another Halloween film. But the ending, I thought, was going to be, like, I thought they were going to carry that over to 5. And I'm not going to spoil the ending, because people that need to watch it, you've got to watch it. Trust me. It's good. It's got the classic final girl run, a lot of good kills. One kill especially, which involves a fucking shotgun. You do not stab with a shotgun, people. I am not kidding. But the movie's pretty good. It's not Sam Lomis. Donald Pleasance is back. I forgot to mention his name in the first 2 Halloweens, but Donald Pleasance is doing his best in his lines. The meeting of the Reverend, which is actually a pretty good scene. But yeah, the movie's pretty good. I like Donald Loomis' performance in that film. Now, 5. Revenge of Michael Myers. Where do we begin? It drops Jamie as a killer. Now has her telepathic powers of Michael Myers in her. No explanation whatsoever, but hey, she's back. Really? Just seriously. That's all we're gonna give it. She has psychic powers. She knows where Michael Myers is at, or where Michael Myers is gonna go next. And no explanation. Jesus. But I will say there's one touching moment in that movie, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. Because that was bad. It was starting to turn into what the fuck territory. But Curse of Michael Myers. Well, there's a reason I'm holding up 6, because this was a 6 fucking film. And there's 2 fucking cuts of this movie. The one of them I haven't had the chance to look at is the producer's cut. I need to get myself a copy of that. Probably will sometime this holiday season. But the one I'm used to is the theatrical cut. And let me just say that it's the shittiest Halloween film you can ever go with. It's too complicating, too annoying, and for God's sakes, if you're an epileptic, I recommend you avoid this movie. You will have a seizure after, like, the very end of the film, like the climax of the film. Don't even watch it. It's dumb. Has a lot of stupid explanation with the thorn and everything. Don't watch it. That's all I'm going to say. It's a bad film. Like, sure, you've got an introductory performance, but the plot's very forgettable. It's pretty forgettable. Now, we move 20 years after the original Halloween. We have H2O. Jamie Lee Curtis is back. Heyo. But I think it's a great redeemer, I would say. It ignores Halloweens 2 through 6. Keeps on with the original first film, Halloween 1, 1978. Move on to 1998. My God, it's a redeemer. Sure, there's some dumb moments. I mean, sure, this is a time where movies, horror films, because of Scream. Oh God, don't get me started on that movie, because I fucking wish the Scream series wasn't made, but then again, it wouldn't revitalize slashers that much. So, yeah, it's kind of meta. LL Cool J is cool in it, but Jamie Lee Curtis versus Michael Myers. Holy shit. The best fight since, well, I'm going to see it soon. Freddy versus Jason. I can't wait to see it. But Jesus, Jamie versus Jamie Lee Curtis versus Michael Myers. Fucking great. I loved it. I'm not going to spoil the ending or what happens at the ending, but she knows. You're going to make a fucking ending? I'll show you a fucking ending. That's what she did. She just said, fuck you people, I'll make my own ending. Alright. Resurrection, the Black Sheep. Oh god. This was 2002. A lot of good things came out of 2002. One of them I'll explain later, but man, did this movie suck. You had two famous fucking people. Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks. And you had Jamie Lee Curtis returning as Laurie Strode, but you fucking had to kill her off. Man, did that movie suck. I'm not even gonna explain the fucking plot because it involves web cameras, which means this fucking thing, and web streaming. That's all you need to know. Take reality TV, add a couple of web cameras, and a bunch of fucking gore and sex, add Michael Myers to the loop. That's Resurrection. That's all I'm describing it. Now, 2007. Halloween 2007 by Rob fucking Zombie. I remember the trailers for this. And I remember seeing the second one. We'll explain that later. But I remember seeing, like, tidbits of this movie. Man, is it fucking gory. I've yet to see the theatrical cut. I can't say it. Theatrical cut. But I've seen the unrated cut. And man, does it fucking know how to drop the F-bomb, know how to show its perverted scenes, it knows how to make a gory kill. Ooh, man. That film. I mean, I've yet to see The Devil's Rejects, I've yet to see The House of a Thousand Corpses, but man, I've seen the first two Halloween films. It's not bad. Though I would say it could have been improved. Like, maybe cut off too much of the gore. Get rid of the rape scenes. Box that's in the unrated cut. Not even gonna bother finding a clip and showing it. Nope. I'm not gonna get flagged for YouTube because of that fucking scene. But, it's not a train wreck, but let's just say if you're not into Rob Zombie's work, I'd pass it. Pass it. But if you really are wanting to complete the entire series, including the remakes, go for it. Please, just go for it. It's worth the rush. It's worth the roller coaster ride. I would say just, it's worth it. I have the collection, but I could have brought it too. I didn't think about that. Oops. Oh, well, I'll do a Twitter pic and I'll just do it for a sneak preview, probably. Oh well, missed opportunities. But back to Halloween. I mean, first part's usually an origin story, and then the second part's like a rushed remake. But hey, you could have done better though. I mean, honestly, I have constructive criticisms for Halloween, but you know, you could try. You could try better. Now let's talk about Halloween 2. I've seen that one in the theaters, the 2009, not the 2019 version, but the 2009 version. I saw that one in theaters. I thought it was pretty good because there was closure. Laurie Strode fucking did what she needed to do. Or Scott Taylor Compton, not Laurie Strode from the original, like Jamie Lee Curtis. But man, like, this was basically Rob's movie to do on his own. Like, this was the one where you saw Rob's style of the House of a Thousand Corpses and probably Devil's Rejects. And man, I mean, that's probably the one that probably caused the hiatus of Halloween, but I mean, it's not bad. I mean, like, you could have gone very, very bad with certain parts. I mean, certain characters, but it wasn't a train wreck. I thought the train wreck came around Halloween 6, 5, Resurrection, but, I mean, like, if you're into trippy shit, Halloween 2 is your thing. Now, there's 2 fucking versions. I even noticed from the other one, there's 2 different versions of each fucking movie. Both remakes, 2 fucking versions. Like, seriously? You didn't need 2 fucking versions, Rob. You could have done part 1 or the theatrical cut on one disc, unrated cut on the other disc. That's simple shit. But fuck's sake, if you're gonna do them again, please make sure you add both cuts to your fucking DVD sets, man. Come on now. You're better than this, Mr. Zombie. But Halloween 2, back to it. I'm getting off track. But do I prefer 2 years or 1 year? I would be honest, 1 year is good enough, because having it 2 years and then acting like Laurie Strode's a total bitch in that movie. To be honest, I mean, yeah, it could have worked because, you know, she's going through a lot of fucking hell. Michael Myers is her sister. The same song and dance, but to be honest, I prefer the 1 year and having her talk to a teddy bear. The only thing I would say from the unrated cut I'm proud of is the fact that they added a reaction from Brad Dourif. I forgot to mention this. Brad Dourif's in the remake. I fucking love his performances from both films. Malcolm McDowell, from the first film, he was fucking good. The second film, what the fuck, man? You weren't in A Clockwork Orange. What the fuck were you doing? You are not a fucking rich boy, paparazzi wannabe scumbag. I understand you were the king of the droogs, but why? Why did you have to turn up to be an asshole right until the fucking end? Yeah, the more I talk about Halloween 2, the remake, I want to cringe. You could have done good. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. You could have done better. Now, years later, and now we're into now, I'm not gonna spoil anything with this new Halloween. But my thoughts on it, and here are my truthful thoughts. It went back to basics, and for good reasons. It was convoluted from every fucking sequel. From like 2 to way up until Resurrection and the remakes. You finally established that Laurie is not the sister. That's probably a spoiler right there. Even though it's the trailers that spoil it too. You get the original Michael Myers, as we all loved and praised about. And the fact that now we finally have the story going full circle. I am thankful that John Carpenter returned as, I would say, a director. It's like George Romero and his works. It was great from all the way from Night to probably Land. But thank God John Carpenter returned to not only, I wouldn't say reboot the series or remake the franchise. He brought it back, but just made it a sequel of the first film, the classic, the legend, the very first Halloween. I'm happy he made a film that's faithful to the original. Now, could have been called Halloween 2, at least, the true Halloween 2, or Halloween Returns. I mean, that was a working title, Halloween Returns. Would have made sense. I mean, it would have made sense, but I mean, they could have just called it Halloween 2018, or Halloween 40, or I guess since I've been seeing it on YouTube, Halloween 60. I don't know. That's probably a bad one, but I mean, is it worth the watch? Is it better than the original? It's better than the sequels. It doesn't top the original, but you know it's gonna like be right next to it. I would say it's tied right now, cause it's back to basics. It's back to seeing Laurie Strode or Jamie Lee Curtis kick some ass. It's back to Michael Myers in his old ways. It's made by Blumhouse, which is a big, like, holy shit, Blumhouse is getting involved. But I would say yes. This is a true, faithful film that goes back to the first film and says, you know what? We're sick of the bullshit. Let's stop doing the Laurie is the sister of Michael Myers. Let's go back to what was Halloween and what it fucking made it to. Let's make a Halloween that's like the very first Halloween. No bullshit. No extra convenient plot bullshit lines. Let's just make a Halloween film. And I bet you that's what happened in that studio. And man, did I say seeing it in theaters was a blessing. It was a blessing to see it. Will I watch the entire series again? Kind of. I mean, I'll introduce it to a friend maybe. But I won't watch the entire series back from square one. I mean, maybe I'll watch the first two Halloweens. Maybe the first remake, not the second unrated one. Just to get myself back into the good vibe of Halloween all over again. But yeah, I would say this is probably one of the few surviving franchises that's trying its best to be in a modern age. We've seen it with Chucky and it's working out pretty well, even though I fucking hate the idea of a reboot. I would say Friday the 13th, if it would have done it better justice, you could have made a good movie. Even though the remake wasn't that bad, it wasn't like flat out disgraceful, but it could have been better. Nightmare on Elm Street, you've gotta fucking do Freddy right. Come on now. You gave it to fucking Michael Bay, and he slaughtered the fuck out of the movie. Way to go, Platinum Dudes. This is why you're bankrupt. Leatherface, if you're gonna do a remake of him, go back to the bare, gritty basics of that. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, Halloween, you're heading in the right path. You're fucking doing it right. But yeah, people, there you go. 40 years, and I'm glad I'm a Halloween fan because, man, 40 years, it's a beautiful, beautiful time to be a Halloween fan. And even they celebrated it at an expo. I don't know where this expo was, but I missed it. But hey, we can't always get to places like those. But I would say happy birthday, Halloween. Glad I'm doing it on Devil's Night too. But there you go, people. 40 years of Halloween and my thoughts about it. Thank you guys for watching. Update before I go. I may have another Bendy video coming up soon. So, since Chapter 5 was released, actually 4 days ago, so is Red Dead. Man, I've got a lot of work to do, don't I? Oh well. This will come up first. But there you go, people. My retrospective on Halloween. I may do more horror retrospects maybe soon. I could do one Friday the 13th, but I'll find a date where it's actually on Friday the 13th or day before. But there you go, people. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, give it a like. Comment which one's your favorite Halloween film, because I'm at a tie with the original and the new one that just came out now, or at least a couple weeks ago, the 19th. I would say those two are tied for me. Like always, subscribe if you want more. I didn't even give an intro, but I wanted to say, man, I'm so glad that this is the time I can do a Halloween retrospect. Anyways, people, happy Devil's Night. I'll see you guys later.